Good morning, everybody. Robert Firestone again. YouTube. It's been a while since I've been back on here. I've been kind of keeping my mouth shut, holding back in the cut, so to speak, looking into uh, what's been going on with our Trump situation and our Q situation. Um, been doing some other research and everything too. Uh, ran across, well, the day's date is 8/24, 2018. 9:40 a.m. Okay, I'm going to try to do this as um, plain spoken as I can, like I normally do. I've been called an asshole before, and it probably won't quit to the day I die. Okay, run across a video that explains exactly what's going on in our government. Okay, uh, the group that made the video is called the Truth Warriors. Obtained this video through Gary Labrie. I hope I'm saying your name right, Gary. Last name Larrabee. It's called War Castles. Okay. Um, couldn't quite figure out what was going on with the indictments things. Okay. I'm here to help maybe try to clear some things up. Um, sometimes you can get truth from some fantastic places, and you don't even know sometimes that you're even hearing the truth. Okay, but I'm hoping this will also help wake up the dumb and the dead, and also um, there's been some other people that I kind of fell away from because it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me why they would be constituting following Q, then all of a sudden overnight Q become the Grinch that stole Christmas. Now I kind of understand. Okay. Um, let's start with Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions, the reason he recused himself, okay, it wasn't over no fucking a Russian investigation, okay. In this little documentary, it's about an hour and some odd long, and I'm hoping that I can get the URL to download when I go to download this. I got this weird feeling this video is probably going to be taken down, and if anybody gets a hold of it that can copy it, please send it on. There's going to be a lot of useful information. I'm hoping the URL works. Um, it's a Vimeo video. Um, I'm just wanting people to have an understanding here. Like I said, uh, Jeff Sessions recused himself was main reason he couldn't accept the president of the United States being the president of the United States, being that um, the Justice Department is a different entity other than a government function. It functions as a government function, but reality, it's different. You can go study the law and find out for yourself, and you'll see why Jeff Sessions had to do what he done. Okay, right now in all this. Okay, for people, if you want to really care and you really want to know what's going on, the information in this video um, come from ex-military. Okay, and I just a little hard for me to believe that this individual that's brought this video out and allowing us to see and have an understanding that he's sitting here pumping smoke up our ass, so to speak. Okay, Harvey Dent, brother. In a lot of ways, I've been watching you for a long time, and you were correct on a lot of things that you've been going on. And I'm hoping you get to see this too, and go watch this video if you haven't already watched it. But I'm also letting everybody understand that Heather and Tucci in Knox County, Tennessee, in her court of records, you can go dig them up, look for yourself. She was totally correct. In 1999, the United States government went bankrupt once more. Now, Now, this time, there wasn't no trustee to take over. An individual in the video, the guy goes into detail explaining how and why this works. Okay. There's this little thing that a lot of people don't understand. And in our Bible, it speaks of the two-edged sword. Okay. The two-edged sword is the word. The word cuts both ways. If you pump somebody up, it gives them a good spirit, makes them feel good. Okay. If you downgrade them, raise hell at them, this, that, and the other, they're going to feel bad. Okay. That's just how that part of it works. But there's this thing called grammar fraud. Okay. By how something is orchestrated by pen on paper or typed on paper or presented on paper to the legal foreground. Okay. The flag that's flying in all these courtrooms, the United States, is a maritime flag. And I've been seeing this from even Max Jordan, I think's his name, and kind of understood, but didn't understood till I watched this video. It goes into some layman's details, okay, or it cleared it up a lot for me. The reason that Hillary and Obama is not in jail right now, we don't even have a military. We've got a foresight of a military. We have an organization running our military from inside our government. But there was also this flag that's called a Title IV flag. Please don't believe me. Please go look these things up. Okay? This is in our rules, regulations, laws. Laws is a joke. We understand this, but the way it, as it stands now, the reason Trump is sitting in office, he is in a process with the patriots and with constitutionalist people. Okay, there was a part of the Constitution that did fall. Okay, and it's the banking that fell, not our Constitution that governs us. Okay, as we the people, but the banking industry since 1999. Also, any kid that was born in 1999 or above, they was never to be given a birth certificate, because the birth certificate is ownership. For anybody that don't quite understand what that means, it's a title to your life, the inward and outward person. Okay, I know it's probably not quite the right word to use, because being there's so many grammar frauds out here. If to speak in normal language, the United States, um, people that come here has a harder time learning English than other um, languages from all over the world, because we have so many ways of looking at just one word. Let's the word if, little bitty two letters. Okay, mean great big meaning. Okay, I'm just using that for one prime example. All right. The Pentagon, the D.C. Post Office, Benjamin Franklin Post Office in D.C. Okay. The Vatican, um, this falls under, it started back in the 13 colonies. Okay. That's how far it goes back. And remember what Q keeps repeating. It goes deeper than we know. Okay. Here's the depth of it. Okay. The 13 colonies and our forefathers made a gentleman's agreement to never borrow money from the IMF. Well, here comes along Civil War, and our wonderful Abraham Lincoln did borrow money from the IMF, and the IMF has no ties to any country, gives no allegiance to any country, and there's where it starts. Okay, June 12th, 2012, the 112th Congress recorded number 95, House of Representatives, volume 158, War Takeover, 200-Year Plan. It stopped in 99. We have not had a government since 1999. Now, do you understand, everyone, how these crooks and criminals has been running around raping the world? Okay? Because there's been nobody here in our government, in our United States of America, not the United States, not the corporate, okay? But there has been not nobody been smart enough to see what went on. Okay, back to Heather Antucci. In her court documents, and like I said, y'all go look them up. Knox County, Tennessee. Okay, she actually writes in there. I watched every one of her proceedings and watched every one of her records being drug out and watched and read and listened to how she orchestrated. Not saying this woman was trying to do something beneficial for herself, or maybe she was trying to do something beneficial for the United States people, United States of America people. Okay, even I hate that using that word people because it's a construct of a bastard grammar fraud too. They done this purposely. We think we know when we don't. That's the game. Smoke and mirrors. Is it a red sucker or is it a blue sucker? Red or blue peel, people. Okay. I really want this to go viral. If who, what, when, or where anybody uh, gets this video, please let this make this go. Because for me, this filled in a whole lot of the puzzle on what's going on with Trump and Q. If Trump is orchestrating us as United States of America back under a republic, okay, long term, it's going to be a wonderful thing for all of us. Um, the point blank of it is, people quite can't fathom this, but if this happens, the court system, known as the other bank, that carries that flag that sits behind or somewhere in that courtroom, okay, is a maritime courtroom, okay? It does carry the gold fringe. Even Donald Trump made reference to this. These little clues that he keeps dropping, Q keeps dropping. It is to open our minds, okay? I'm sorry for a lot of people. Our forefathers was, and God, this is going to sound mean, but our forefathers was way more intelligent and smart than we ever could accountable for ever being, okay? Because the system, part of it's us, part of it's the system, that it was geared up to take sense away from us, okay? Common sense away from us. Willing to know something that's the truth instead of 40 lies to make one truth. Um, Truth's like a glass of water. There's no denying it. If you set it in front of somebody, somebody can taste it, somebody can look at it, they can see through it. That's truth. A lie is that glass half empty, and you constantly got to be pouring more in it to cover it up. Because if you don't, the lie gets uncovered. But that's how lies work, is it not? Okay. Heather was telling us the truth. This government is bankrupt. This business that's been orchestrated on us for almost 200 years, it was a war takeover without having to try to fire a shot. Okay? If the right individuals hadn't been following this at the time that this went down, we right now would have been part of British or the Britain colony again, which we already was in the foreground with the smoke and mirrors, because a birth certificate is ownership, okay? Just by our mother signing, okay, a birth certificate, It is a form of devil worship because it's cursive. Okay? I know this is going to just flip a lot of people out. I can't help that. It's time for people to wake up, have an understanding how stupid we really are. Okay? And these people know this. They understood that, say, if one man in a town of 100 was educated, he was the most powerful out of all of them. Okay? And I know people can't fathom that. Now we have an advantage because we have this thing sitting in front of us known as the internet. Okay? It's got its pros and cons too. But I'm just trying to get this point across to have everybody understand. There was 18 days. There's been 3 bankruptcies in history. The last one was over and done with in 1999. No trustee was needed. Excuse me. Okay, it was 18 days there that nothing went through, and the individual seen it. He went straight to the Pentagon and he asked for the Title IV flag. Okay, and the Pentagon at first told the individual, which he's ex-military too, told this individual that they didn't understand what he was even talking about, and he had to dig the laws up and show them what he was talking about. And he patented it. He took it. Okay, in Heather Ann Tucci's transcripts, um, this is spoke about. Okay, the bankruptcy of the banking system is talked about. This is why the globalists are going ape shit right now. This is why the globalist is doing anything and everything they can possibly do to screw you, me, or the world because their power, okay, is coming to an end. Okay, it was supposed to have stopped in 1999. Think about this, people. What was y'all doing in 1999? I remember a song by Prince, uh, "Party Like It's 1999." I wonder why he wrote that song. Hmm. I know it's just an assumption. Okay. But clear facts is there any such thing as coincidences? Like Q says. And you got to think about it. When does it become mathematically impossible? This is coming out. And I hope and pray and I ask the Lord for this to be passing this on in and amongst anybody that wants to put the Lord back in his rightful place as a ruler, one. Two, um, for anybody that really wants to know the truth, do you really want to accept it? Because this is the red pill of all red pills for me. And the puzzle pieces that was missing with our government, and I didn't quite understand how uh, asshole Obama and Hillary witch bitch Clinton, the Clinton crime syndicate, the Bush crime syndicate, and it goes back Rockefeller, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. Okay, how these son of bitches wasn't in jail. Okay, well, you got to have a real constitution to make this happen. We're put back under a republic. This reboots us. This is exactly what's going on right now in front of us in broad daylight. Your mainstream media is not telling you. And if they did tell you, most of them so retarded they couldn't figure it out. They're so-called educated. Okay, but you got to understand their education comes from dark, deep places known as the CIA, the FBI, so on, so on, so on. Okay, that's their masters, their puppets. 90% of these people that's presenting themselves the to us as leaders are not leaders. They never have, never will be. Okay. Um, I'm asking up front if Mr. Trump, President Trump, if you see this video, which I kind of doubt it. I got this weird feeling that, like I said, YouTube's going to scramble to cut me on this one. It'd be like killing a chicken. Cut the throat and watch it run around. Okay. I got this weird feeling they're going to try to demonetize this. I got a weird feeling they're going to try to take it down. If they don't, it'll really blow me away. But I do believe we need to see the bigger picture here. And when I went and seen the actual bylaws, I don't quite understand them all, that Jeff Sessions had to sign when he became who he was. The reason he had to recuse himself uh, from the lying bullshit Russia investigation, which is a lie. We know this. Anybody that's got half a brain or a piece of bubble gum in their head, um, they can't see through the smoke and mirrors. Okay, they're keeping it hid from the general public, and it is. It is a hidden agenda. It's been a hidden agenda since people started bringing it to the foreground. Between Harvey Dent pressing on what was going on, and all of a sudden Heather Ann Tucci pops up. Um, that went on. Bunches and bunches of other things going on. And yes, people, there is a buttload of money sitting there that belongs to us. Don't know who, what, when, where, how, why. We cannot get our hands on it, other than once it's reconstructed, our Constitution, our government, our United States of America, and put back in its rightful ownership, we may be due quite a payment. Okay, whether that means that each one of us will get a chunk of money, don't know. That'd be lying to you if I said I knew. Okay, it may go to a situation to where uh, every homeless person, every starving child, the infrastructure of the United States. It would be nice to think that each one of us would be able to walk away from whatever debts was occurred, because all of this is phony. The mortgages are phony. Your bankruptcies are phony. Your attorneys are phony. Your court systems are phony. Traffic violations, all of that is phony. Your school systems has been lying for many, many years about history and other things. Anything that you can constitute as a thought and a system, part of that system, one form, fashion, or another, it is a phony system. Please gravitate, watch this video. If I'm hoping I can get it to actually, I've done a click and paste situation. I'm hoping I can get it to go on that way. And I'm begging everybody, if you want to know why Hillary and Obama's not in jail, watch this video and have an understanding. It's awful funny that the year 99, okay, JFK Jr. died in 99. Found his plane, nobody was in it, not even DNA. Then all this took place in 99. None of us heard about it, okay? Heather Ann and a few other people, I think Harvey even mentioned something about the post office in D.C., the Benjamin Franklin post office, okay, uh, and was trying to give us some forewarning how powerful. I just found this out about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, really. Um, our post office is part of our military. People don't know that either. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to uh, go history time traveling and start learning some things that's been held back from us. A half a truth still a lie. And like I said, first time I heard that was this morning, grammar fraud. Okay, all on how it's constructed, constituted. Okay, we're going to find out some things that a lot of people are not going to have any understanding. And it's going to be up to a lot of us to have them a better way of looking at things, because if we do get our republic back, a lot of people don't even understand it because of this so-called democracy bullshit. Okay. Uh, for me, democracy is no more than another giant red flag to let you know that it's allowing you uh, privileges, not freedoms, privileges. But they tell you it's freedoms. It's communist, period. It's what we've been living under, and people can't see it because we can run out here and buy a $40,000 car, $100,000 house. Do you not understand who you in debt to? All right, y'all. Peace and love. And I hope to God this goes out. And I hope to God, I pray it, that YouTube don't take me down. Um, I believe there's a lot of things, like I said, with Trump is for right and virtuous. And it's hard for a lot of people, even me sometimes, to see good in any individual, um, politician or otherwise. Most politicians are lips moving or lying. Okay. Uh, but not to believe in anything and not to have some kind of hope, um, that's no different than the guy sitting in an alley in New York with a gun under his chin, ready to commit suicide. For me, um, I'm hoping everybody can have an understanding. Uh, there is things going on in the background that it sucks we're not really privy to, but I'm giving, hopefully, giving some pieces to the puzzle that helps make it run in a direction to where it becomes more palatable, understandable to everybody. And I'm going to try to pass this also on to a lot of people that was watching and following the Q, then all of a sudden bastardized him within 20 minutes after following him for months. I'm like, what the hell's going on with that? Okay. How many threats did they get? Yeah, I found it funny. I just found it really strange and funny. They come up with whatever excuses. Uh, well, they found this and they found that on that feed and they found this over here. I'm like, that still ain't making no sense, because to follow and have an understanding about things is a choice. Okay, it's almost like they didn't um, constitute themselves even having a choice. But anyway, this video is going on for a little while. We'll get outside here in a few minutes and put some more metal on my building. I managed to get a new window in the back of my house. Working on my new bedroom in my house. We'll have two bedrooms instead of one bedroom. Um, get some things done before winter. But anyway, as it hadn't been on a while, appreciate everybody. Uh, but whoever, whatever grabs this, oh, excuse me, that's called fresh eggs. um, whoever gets this, Vimeo, you can find it. It's called War Castles. The people that put it out, it's called Truth Warriors. Okay. Um, where I grabbed a hold of it, like I said, you find truth in some strange places, uh, because it's always trying to dig its way out. Darkness and a lie always trying to hide. Gary Larrabee, Larrabee. Okay. Like I said, it really started in the 13 colonies. That was the first part of it. There was 3 bankruptcies. The last one, no trustee, 1999. It was supposed to be over with. Individual grabs Title IV flag. Okay, just look that one term up, and you'll start seeing the puzzle start going together on where Trump is and Q and the Patriots. Um, it was also June 12th, 2012, the 112th Congress, Congressional Record, number 95, House of Representatives, volume 158 point. Okay, it was a war takeover. It was taking 200 years to do this. What was going to happen is our virtuous leaders from over the pond When this went down, there was only a period of, I think, a week or two or something like that. And this individual understood this. It run up to 18 days, and he took it over. Okay, but our asshole pond buddies over there, and it even falls back in Canada's lap too, with this post office. I'm gonna be trying to get in touch with Billy Joyce and drop this on him and let him watch this video because I believe the puzzle pieces for him will start fitting together a little bit better too. Good guy. Um, when this went down, people had no idea this was even going on in the background, other than the powers that be. The globalists knew they was getting, they was about ready to be handed the shit spatula, so to speak. But anyway, when this come down, whoever was running England, London, or whatever the hell, the pond over there, was supposed to come in and pay off the debts and incorporate it right back into England. Never fire a shot. It was a 200-year plan, and they didn't get to do it. Lord, thank you. Bless this. I hope this goes forward, and I hope this constitutes a lot of mind awakening. I'd love to see an end to this before I die. Maybe, maybe before I do die, I will see an end to this. I never know. Peace to all y'all. Sorry I hadn't been doing nothing in a while, but like I said, I've been doing some studying, been researching, uh, putting things together that didn't quite make sense. Um, I actually started doing something a lot of people ain't done in years, and that was think, reason, deductive reasoning, research. But anyway, peace to all y'all. Have a good day. Now it's 10:12. It's 31 minutes in. Peace to all y'all. Later.